Hi, welcome to your dashboard for 2021. This dashboard is an overview of all the information that is calculated from the data that you put into the spreadsheet. Think of your dashboard as your home for everything you need to know as you continue in your real estate business. Now, this spreadsheet is broken down into a bunch of individual sheets. Now, what I mean by that is that what you're viewing here, this dashboard, is one sheet. Down here at the bottom, you can see that there are multiple tabs. Each tab is a sheet. The first one is the 2021 dashboard. This is the one that you'll use most frequently in order to see your progress and your income at a glance. Now, where does this data come from? This data comes from the data that you put in your housing income tab. Now, your housing income tab is just to the right down here at the bottom. If you click on it, it's going to open up this sheet here. The first thing that you need to know about this spreadsheet is that the only sections that you need to edit are going to be these green ones, and it'll tell you up at the top, fill these out. That means that this is the data you're responsible for entering. So you'll notice on this spreadsheet that the categories are broken down by whether or not the house is being bought or sold, the status, the source type, and then source detail. So breaking down that source type into subcategories. If it was a referral, you can add the referral name. You can also add the client name and the property address. House price is next and is very important for understanding how your commission comes out later. The total commission percent is another part that you will enter manually, as well as your split commission. Say, for example, you split your commission with other people. If you're sharing a deal with another agent or a member of your team, you may be splitting that commission 50-50 or 60-40, etc. If you do have a bonus from a deal, this is where you would enter it, and then it will get added to your commission. If you're splitting commission with another agent, you can add the name of the agent here. It's not necessary, but it may help you to understand who you work with the most later. Finally, we also want to know the target date and the actual settlement date. The target date is when you hope to have the house on the market to either buy or sell. This allows you to estimate approximately when you'll be earning that income from that house. The actual settlement date can differ from the target date. Sometimes it will be the same if the house goes on the market at the same time that you hope it will, and sometimes it'll be different. Now, over here on the right-hand side, you'll notice that these are in red, and up at the top it says, "Don't touch these columns." This is important because these columns are set up with formulas in order to estimate your commission, the projected month of settlement, the projected year of settlement, and whether or not your commission has been paid, scheduled for a later month, or is it something that will potentially happen in the future, assuming the deal goes well. You don't want to edit anything in these columns because this is done automatically. So the only columns on this spreadsheet that you're going to edit will be columns A through column N. This section here. In a little bit, we'll take some time and we'll go through what it looks like when you enter data. Now, you'll also notice along the bottom of your screen that there are several other sheets or tabs that have little locks on them. The first one is income totals. If you were to click on it, you'll notice that this pops up with a lot of money. And this is good. This is how your data on your dashboard is calculated. You don't have to edit anything on this sheet because this is all calculated automatically. Just to the right of income totals is sales volume totals. You'll notice this also has a lock. The lock means that you don't have to edit it because, again, it's all automatic. So these calculations will happen without you having to lift a finger. To the right of sales volume totals, we have housing totals. These are also automatic. Again, by the lock on the bottom, you can tell that you don't have to edit these. This is going to calculate what kinds of deals you have, whether they're your deals, deals shared with your team, or deals shared with other agents, and how many of those deals are buyers or sellers. This feeds into your dashboard as well. To the right of housing totals, you'll have miscellaneous totals. This calculates a bunch of other information for your 2021 dashboard. To the right of miscellaneous totals, we have total deals by month. This, again, is going to be calculated automatically. This will also feed into your dashboard. So let's go back to our dashboard and see how this works. You'll notice on your dashboard for 2021 that there are a lot of different graphs that you can look at. Let's break it down piece by piece. Over here on the left-hand side, you'll see 2021 income goal. This goal can be changed, so if your goal is higher than 250 or lower than 250, we can change that easily. Under that, you'll see that it's separated by deals shared with other agents, deals shared with my team, or my deals. If you are only working by yourself, you'll see that your 2021 income goal will be all blue. That's okay. If you do share deals with other agents or with other people on your team, that's when you'll see your income broken down into these separate categories. Now, when you're looking at a graph, you can click on it and hover over any of the colors, and it'll tell you what the color means and the total for that color. So blue here is my deals, and the total for my deals is $143,210.89. You can do this on any of these graphs. So if you're ever concerned and you don't know what these numbers mean, just hover over them. Now, just to the right of the 2021 income goal, we have a few small pieces that aren't graphs. So for example, your current total projected income. This is what you're projected to earn by the end of 2021 for all of your deals. Below that, we have the total number of deals. You can also see the average house price for buyers and the average house price for sellers. These are all based on the deals that you've input into your housing income spreadsheet. To the right of these, you'll see a graph that says my projected income for 2021 by month. This will tell you how much income you're estimated to earn based on the current deals that you've input in your housing income tab down here at the bottom that we looked at earlier. Now you can already see the month along the bottom here, and the total is actually listed right here at the top in bold italic numbers. To the right of the projected income for 2021 by month, we have the total projected income from deals in 2021. You'll notice that this is broken down into sellers and buyers. Sellers is in pink, buyers is in purple. Now again, we have the totals up here at the top in black, bold, italic numbers. Now these colors also go along with these graphs down here, the total sales price of houses in 2021. Now again, the total for these is going to be up here at the top, and then the individual amount, you can either hover over it or read the numbers in each of their sections. To the left of that, we have total number of deals in 2021. Again, sellers and buyers are going to be the same colors as in this graph over here and this graph up here. To the left of that, we have a graph that shows the total number of deals by source type. The source type is broken down into referral, marketing, shared, as in shared deals with other agents or your team, open houses, direct prospecting, or repeat clients. This will allow you to see which source type you should be putting most of your effort into. Now on your 2021 dashboard, we can scroll down just a little further to see two more graphs. On the left, we have the number of settlements by month. The number of settlements by month is broken down into both projected settlements and actual settlements. So projected settlements are settlements that haven't happened yet, but we know will probably happen sometime in the future. Those are in red. The actual settlements are the deals that have already settled or will be closing soon. So those are in blue. These also show the totals up at the top, just like in the other graphs. To the right of this graph is the total sales volume each month. This will allow you to see the total sales volume in each month for the rest of 2021. You can see the total up here at the top in bold black numbers. The last thing that you need to know is how to enter data. The only place in this entire spreadsheet where you have to worry about entering data is in the Housing Income tab here at the bottom, just to the right of your dashboard, just like we talked about earlier. When you want to enter new housing data, you'll start at the left-hand side in column A. This is where you select if the house will be bought or sold. Let's say we're going to sell a house. To the right of that is the status. You'll notice that when you click on the arrow, it opens the drop-down menu. Any of these columns that has an arrow means that you can click on it and choose an option. It's important that you only choose options from the drop-down menu because your data on your dashboard depends on it. Your status can be either a lead, coming soon, active, under contract, or settled. Let's choose lead. The next section is source type. If you click the drop-down arrow, you'll see the options: referral, marketing, shared, as in shared with other agents or with your team, open house, direct prospecting, or repeat client. You'll notice there's a number at the beginning of each of these. That's because it's associated with the source detail. So let's choose a referral. Under the source detail section, you'll notice that there's a lot more options. That's because the source type is broken down into subcategories. This is where the numbers come in. We want to make sure that the number in our source detail matches up with the number in our source type. Since we chose one referral, we want to choose either one past client, one other agents, or one sphere. We'll choose sphere. If it was a referral, you may want to enter the name of the person who referred it to you. We'll call this person Agent 5. We'll call this client client number 12. And client number 12 will live at client number 12 street address. The next section is house price. The house price you can enter manually by just typing in the number. You don't have to add the $ or the period or anything. Just type in the number as you would write it out like this. For example, 600,000. Tap enter and it'll automatically format it for you. This is going to be the same for all of these other sections as well. Under total commission percent, we want to type in the percent as it would appear like up here. So I'm going to type in 2.5. Again, it automatically formats that for us. Same goes for the my percent of split commission. If you shared this deal with someone else, you'll want to say your share of the deal. So if you are going to earn 60% of the commission, you would type 60. If you are not sharing the deal with anyone else, or if you know that you're going to be making 100% of the commission, you'll type in 100. You'll notice that as you type in this data, the data over here on the right-hand side in the red section where we don't edit is automatically going to change. This number is calculated based on the numbers you entered over here. There's also a bonus section, and the bonus section will also impact your commission total right here. If you don't earn a bonus, you can type 0. Now this commission is calculated using the house price multiplied by the commission, then multiplied by your split of the commission, and then multiplied by 99.69% in order to accommodate taxing, and then adding on the bonus. Now, if you're splitting the commission, you may want to add the agent's name who you're splitting it with. If you're not splitting the commission with anybody, I recommend writing N/A. That means that it's not applicable. Now we've come to the target date and the actual settlement date. If this is a deal that you know is going to be settling at a certain time, you'll want to add the actual settlement date. However, most of the time when you first enter this data, you won't know that actual settlement date yet. We do, however, know the target date for when we want that house to be purchased or sold. In order to choose a date, double-click on the cell. You'll notice that it comes up with a calendar, so you don't actually have to enter the date yourself. Double-click it and then choose the settlement date. Let's say that this is going to settle later this year, maybe November. Now you'll notice that the data over here on the right-hand side also automatically populated based on the target date here. The projected month of settlement and the projected year settlement will be based on this date here, unless the actual settlement date is chosen. Now, say the actual settlement date is different from the target date. Perhaps it's going to be in December. You'll notice that this automatically changes to December 2021 and scheduled. Over here on the right-hand side, it'll say paid, scheduled, or future. Paid is when the settlement has already happened. So we have the actual settlement date, and today's date is past the actual settlement date. That means that you already got paid for it. Congrats! If you haven't gotten paid for it yet, but you know the actual settlement date is coming soon, it'll say scheduled. That means that you have an actual settlement date planned, so you know that money's going to be coming in soon. If the date is in here and you have a target date, but you don't have an actual settlement date planned yet, you'll notice that it says future. This means that this is future income that we expect to have, but we don't know exactly when that's going to happen yet. If there's no date selected, it'll only say unknown. This means that it doesn't have enough information in order to say whether it's future, scheduled, or paid.